right here, I think this is the beginning of the old King's Highway called Water Street. Look at the bricks, the Belgian blocks. And what they did back in the day, they put asphalt. All the streets are like this in Philly. If you dig, well, a lot of the older streets are like this in Philly. I'm not sure if it's like this in Northeast Philly, but if you dig up the asphalt, there'll probably be bricks underneath. This used to be the last street in the city of Philadelphia. That's why it was called the King's Highway. You would cross this street, hop on your boat, go to England, and pay your taxes. Has to be an easier way, but I think that's what they did. William Penn, the founder of Pennsylvania. I think one of the most important people in the history of this country. The guy who really believed in freedom of religion. Anyway, he walked on this street. As a matter of fact, if you go up Water Street, if you go up to the 300 block, and be careful walking on these bricks. You can sprain your ankle. Look, take note at this street. It's a little weeble wobble, not exactly level, chunks of street missing. You go this way, it's not too shabby. The houses around here are super nice. Anyway, today we're going for a walk. It's going to be a history video. At the very, very end, I'm going to ask Lucy Liu if she puts ketchup on her hot dog. Because I have access to Lucy Liu, and when you have access to celebrities, you ask them dumb questions. But I notice nobody watches the red carpet videos, and people watch the history videos. So what if we do a history video and throw Lucy Liu at the end? Right here. A basketball court with a cherry picker. Isn't that like a term? That's a soccer term. You call them cherry pickers when they stand near the goal. There's the Ben Franklin Bridge. I think they used some of this in the Rocky like started jogging around here. If you ever see the jogging scene in Rocky 1, by the way, train dorks, watch the bridge, cuz. If you ever see the run from Rocky 1, there was like a newspaper article that actually like measured the distance, and I think it's like over, train dorks, who takes care of you? It was over 28 miles. He ran more than a marathon. Here they are, the Wood Street Riverbank steps. These steps are here. They're the only surviving example of the passageway along the original Delaware River riverbank. We built on the city. If you see right here, the city ended here. You would hop on your boat. There was a guy, his name was Gerard, and Stephen Gerard, I think. And he gave the city $1 million back when $1 million was $1 billion. And he said, listen, this street's disgusting. This is what he really said. Not in these exact words, but Water Street's disgusting. How about we build on the Delaware River and make the city purty? And that's what they're doing. No, they're building something here. And then he said, Stephen Gerard on his deathbed, please, I need to know if Lucy Liu puts ketchup on a hot dog. I said, all right, no problem. I'll do that. So these steps were commissioned by William Penn himself. He said, yeah, cuz we need some steps down here. Where can we go? Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you this magical shortcut you may not know it. Right here, they got an old mile marker. Right there. They're all over the city. You go down Frankfurt Ave, you'll see mile markers. Lehigh in Frankfurt, I think there's one. Oh boy. Right here. This little tiny park. They have this little tiny park. I think this is like for dogs back here. You got these old school benches. But what you don't know, right? Only a few people know about this. The magical shortcut in Old City. You see this magical gate? It opens. And it takes you right behind I-95. Just keep on walking. You're probably going, what are you doing, Cap? Where are you? What's happening? It's a park. This is a Philadelphia park. It has benches over here. It even has a fence. And right there, if you go up that little path, you'll see the beauty of traffic on I-95. Oh, they're doing something. They're building something here. There he is, Brandon Graham, who just unretired today. Oh, yo, trade dorks, who takes care of you? That's right, Brandon Graham of the Philadelphia Eagles, unretiring after 15 years. Well, he played for 15 years. He retired last season when we won the Super Bowl, but now he's coming back. He didn't want to retire. Know that for a fact. He told Howie Roseman, I want to keep playing. And Howie was like, nah. Just retire and go out a champion. And he's not doing it. He's coming back. Yeah, the city did something pretty disgusting. Right here. This is Cowell Hill Street. And there's really not a whole lot right here. And I'll tell you, I'll get you into my little secret, because it's not a secret no more. I used to park on Cowell Hill Street. Always. You would always get parking. Maybe not near the electric factory if they have a concert happening. But this week, they put these things in.
Damn you! God damn you all to hell!
Yeah, now they're not giving out tickets now. They're giving out warnings. But all up and down Cowell Hill Street, it's up to 7th Street. You now have to pay for parking. Now, you can get free parking if you go this way, but now that they got rid of all this parking, it's really hard to find a parking spot this way. So now I have to figure that out. Right here, this is one of the very first murals painted by the Philadelphia Mural Arts. And I think it was back in the late 80s, early 90s. If you got caught graffitiing, you would have to paint paint murals. This is the only thing left of the mural, is this wall. If you saw Bruce Springsteen's video, Streets of Philadelphia, that mural is part of it. This is the Painted Bride. It was a cultural art center in this old city, Northern Liberties part of Philadelphia. And they're going to put this up. We're going to get more of this. They're going to be tearing this down. This is a work of art by Isaiah Zargar. It's called The Painted Bride. Man, I've been making videos about this building for about 7 years. When I first started making YouTube videos and discovering Isaiah and his art, one of the things I remember at my first visit of the Painted Bride Art Center is it was covered in black netting. Now it's covered with a black wall because it's coming down, cuz. They've been taking chunks of the mural down. You can see there's a big piece missing there. I'll tell you, I got a little chunk. I got a little chunk of the Painted Bride. That's a shame. You can't see the lower portion at all. But that's why I've been filming this building every time I go by it. One day it's going to be gone. It's going to be. Do you remember what was there? That strange building. And there were fights to save this building. There was the artist, Isaiah. He kind of wanted it to become a historical landmark. But I think he used outdoor plaster on this building. So it was falling down. That's why it was covered up in a black net. So the people are like, it's too much work to keep up. Plus, we're getting offered a lot of money to sell it. So, they're going to destroy it. It's going to be going 2030 Vine Street. I guess you can go on Google Maps. That will be a sad one. You ever see those on Instagram? This is what it looked like in 2010, 2014. They do like an old barbecue shack, and then 2022, it's closed. Sadness. Right here. That's Philadelphia. I don't know why it took me so long to come up with that. We're coming up to 4th and Arch. Right here. Got this fire station. And they give out free Narcan at all the fire stations. I don't know if it's every fire station, but this one does. You just come in here. There's a lot of them. You just take them for free. Nobody asks you any questions. I used to always vlog carrying a backpack. And when I wore my backpack, I always had Narcan in there. Right here. These are the old fire insurance markers. Ooh, maybe we'll get one of them. I've been wanting one of them. This is the Engine 8 Ladder 2. Has the Ben Franklin Fire Department. Ben Franklin was responsible for fire insurance, which kind of was the beginning of fire companies. And anyway, there's Ben Franklin. Back in the day, there used to be a Ben Franklin made of pennies. And they called him Penny Benny. Well, Penny Benny fell apart, and they replaced him with the key. And this is Ben Franklin made of a bunch of keys donated by a bunch of school children. And right here is a park that's taken care of by the firefighters. Now, you're probably saying, why would they do the key thing? That doesn't make any sense, because Ben Franklin, Kite and Key, if you go down this alleyway, if you go through that little archway, that is the house where it was the guy who took care of the steeple, or he was like the maintenance guy for Independence Hall, and he gave Ben Franklin the key for the Kite and Key experiment. I don't know why Ben couldn't use one of his own keys. I guess he just didn't want one to blow up, but I guess the janitor at Independence Hall, he had a bunch of keys, and Ben was like, yo, cuz, let me borrow one of them. And he lived there in that court. I think it's called Loxley Court. This is an old-time horse fountain back in the day. If you just saw my video recently, I was talking about the guy who made horse fountains, Richard Swan. This is one of the fountains he put in. Give us water that we may drink. Right here is for the horses. Over here, that's for the dogs. And this was donated back in 1869. I'm on 3rd Street. And I love the architecture in Old City and these old houses. You can see right here they do the windows. The higher it goes up, the smaller the windows are. It gives you like a perception that the building's bigger than it is. Yeah, every building's different. I love that. This is my favorite street in the city. It's one of those blue brick streets. Ludlow Street. Ludlow and American. Not necessarily an active street because there's a pole. Do I need to go this way? I gotta think about my steps. I don't want to overdo it today. Let's do it. We're gonna do it. There's either like 6 or 8 blue brick streets all across the city. And the story is with the blue bricks is back in 1876, America celebrated its centennial. And they built a bunch of buildings for displays. They're kind of doing that now for the semi-quincentennial, whatever the hell it's called. The 250th anniversary. They are like popping up some things and they're sprucing up some stuff. But anyway, so they built these buildings, these blue brick buildings. And after the exhibit was over, they just tore everything down. But Philadelphia had a history of recycling these blocks, these Belgian blocks. These were like ballast on ships. So if you have a ship from England come over here and they have to like load up a boat full of tobacco, you have to have the same weight on the bottom of the boat going both ways. I don't know why, but they do. So boats from England would come and they would have all this stuff that they would transfer, and they would have to have we would have all these blocks. And then the city was like, maybe we would pave the streets with them. And I think they were made by like English prisoners. Right there is the steeple to Christ Church. This is the church where the founding fathers worshipped. George Washington, Betsy Ross, they all went to church here. This is the grave of Robert Morris. He was the financier of the American Revolution. Slave owner. He also owned slaves. The house that George Washington and John Adams lived in when they were president of the United States was donated by Robert Morris. Right there, that is the baptismal fount of Christ Church. And inside that baptismal fount is a bowl. And that bowl is the bowl that William Penn, the founder of Pennsylvania, was baptized in. You can see the pews and the chairs and the steeple, whatever, the pews. Betsy Ross, I think, sat right behind that column. And George Washington had a very big open pew. You could sit in the pew George Washington sat in if you ever would take a tour of the church. This is right off of Market Street. And they have this little bar here. But when they built this bar, they put all this gravel down. But if you look down right here, you see blue brick street. What do you think of that, cuz? This is the new mural going up at 4th and Market, right across the street from Fox 29. Lady has been, oh, she's still up there working on it. She's been working on this thing for, I feel like, could be months now. She's got her headphones on. Name is Sophie Roach. The whole building. There are more murals in the city of Philadelphia than any other city in the world, I think. Maybe Berlin might have. There you go. How exciting. Here he is. It's Saxophone Man. Playing those notes. Last time me and Carl walked by that dude, I was like, I feel like he's just blowing notes. And I mentioned to Carl that I bought a saxophone. And I'm going to be bringing it down here one day soon. We're going to be playing the saxophone, cuz. See how much money we can make just blowing a horn. They're hiring for the Wanamaker Late Show right here at the Visitor Center. You can scan that for more information. Going across the street here, this is the president's house. That guy, Robert Morris, the guy who was the financier of the American Revolution, this house was donated to George Washington and John Adams when they lived here. This is where, this is their house. Then we tore it down. We didn't really preserve much of the historic crap in here. But if you look down here, there's the foundation of the house of where George Washington and John Adams lived. I know I mention this every time I come here, but there's a controversy with this house right now. They're getting ready to, well, I don't know when they're going to do it, but they're supposed to take down this display talking about the slaves that were owned by Washington. But right now, the United States government, it's not working. Not that it ever does work. But when they do get back into business, I think one of the things that's going is this slave quarters. This is where Washington's slaves, this is where the slave quarters was. And they have all these sayings written here. One must change to survive. And they're getting ready to take that down. And I really think it's a dumb thing to do because... Hello, let's go Phils. I think that's really a dumb thing to do because, you know, you heard me say this before. It's just an interesting conversation to have with other people about how men in that building wrote, all men are free, but yet there were slaves right there. Here we go, look at this. Now, the Liberty Bell is closed because of the government shutdown. So now, there is a long line at the Liberty Bell. Oh, I'm not waiting in that line. It's just ruining the bit. Hey, Liberty Bell, how you doing, hon? Yeah, there's a lot of people waiting, so I'm just going to go walk the other way. I'll talk to you later, hon. Government's still close. 2:15. I don't have to check in to talk to Lucy Liu till 5. If you don't want to wait in line and you want to see the Liberty Bell, you can see it right here. But you can't see the crack. So it's just a bell. Who gives a shit, right? Hashtag piss. Ooh, man, it stinks down here. This is the tunnel that goes underneath the subway. It goes underneath City Hall. You can walk it. It's been closed since COVID. I don't know why it's never open. There used to be all types of shops and restaurants here. Oh, you can't even get in the building this way. Oh, wow. Man, it smells so bad down here. Hashtag piss. Yeah, I feel like there used to be like a Dunkin' Donuts. There's definitely used to be a bar down here. Everything down here is gone. Got something a little different. I went to the pierogi place. And I got, this is called the Philly Special. It's a cheesesteak pierogi. It was about $15. It looks okay. Let's see how it tastes. It's pretty good. There's a lot of crap in there. I'm not a big fan of Cheese Whiz, but It's fine. Let's go 1 to 10. It's about a 6. All right. We're in Rittenhouse Square. Tuesday afternoon. Oh, the fountain's closed at Rittenhouse Square. These couple. How exciting. They're dancing, folks. Oh, look at this. They got the Halloween crap out here on Walnut Street. Getting ready for Halloween. We're an hour and a half to Lucy Liu. This is the new Michael Jordan store. It's the first Jordan store in the United States. It's called the World of Flight. And I'm going to get smashed by a truck to get this shot. There it is.
Try anything on, just let me know. My name's Stuart.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, they have this great little lounge section in the Jordan store. And these are shoes that Jordan wore. And you can actually scan the QR code to find more information about the games. And they pay tribute to the city of Philadelphia in this little lounge right here on the second floor of Walnut Street. Right here you can get customized pants, sneakers, shirts, and you can only get this here in the Philadelphia store. They have all types of shoes that you can try on. Yeah, the store is 2 stories. Upstairs is where you get the shoes, and down here are accessories, shirts, hoodies, Jalen Hurts stuff. We have paintings inside right here, and this is called Jordan. That's called Jordan's Last Play, and that painting's bullshit because he's playing for the Bulls, and his last play was actually for the Washington Bullets or Wizards, whatever they're called. And his last play, he played for the Wizards for a season or 2. And his last game was here in Philadelphia. We're 1 hour till media check-in till Lucy Liu. So that means I have to go to the theater at 5:30 or 5 o'clock, and then I sit in a small room for about a half hour. And then Lucy Liu will come out, and I'll have 2 minutes with Lucy Liu. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to figure out what 3 questions I'm going to ask her. First one is, of course, catch up on the hot dog. And then you'll see what the other 2s are. I have to figure that out. I have a new obsession, and that's playing cards. I go through phases. And these are the cards. I always have a deck of cards. I have 2 decks in my car. And then these are my Theory 11. These are called artisan cards. So I've been obsessed with playing cards for the last few weeks. I've been collecting cards, and while I was walking around today, I bought, these are Basquiat cards. They're made by a company called Theory 11. The backs of the cards are really cool. I may have 15 decks of cards, and I haven't opened them yet. I think I'm going to have a video. I'll make it this weekend where I'll show you all my cards. Maybe I'll open some, but yeah, Theory 11 playing cards. Check them out. All the way back there is the Eagle inside the Grand Hall of Wanamaker's. It's a very historic department store that just closed. It's going to open up again at Christmas time just for, there's a pile of human waste right there. It's going to open up, I think, on Black Friday. That's what they were doing interviews for earlier. And they'll have Christmas crap on display. Here it comes. This is one of the Waymos in Philadelphia. But our Waymos in Philadelphia have drivers. Look at that. There's a guy inside that Waymo. Here we are. We're at the Philadelphia Film Festival. We're going to be talking to Lucy Liu in just a few minutes. Here we are. Red carpet. Rosemead. Lucy Liu, how excited. So we've been in here for about 45 minutes, and I was just told I have like 30 seconds with Lucy Liu.
So excited. Where do you guys want us here?
That's good.
Or in the middle?
Right there in the middle.
Here?
And ladies, right here.
Start with Lucy. Start with
And right here, Lucy.
All right. We can go this way. Got it? All right, great.
Question, you're an artist, you an actress, an angel, there's so many things you are. You were also an accordion player.
All the A's.
Do you like Weird Al Yankovic?
Do I like him? I
Yeah.
love him.
You
I'm
love him.
obsessed with him.
Well, you were an accordion player, so we
Well,
were just...
he is the guy. I'm literally just a peon.
You're not a peon.
peon.
Do you put ketchup on a hot dog?
Yes, and mustard.
And you spent 7 years working on this film.
I spent 7 years putting ketchup on a hot dog.
Do you? You spent 7 years working on this film, and has a very serious message about mental health and a mother's illness. What was so important about this project that you put so much time into it?
I think the fact that it's a true story is heartbreaking to me, and
I
I
didn't-
want it to be something that we can talk about and start conversations, and to really, and it's not just the Asian community, it's all communities that don't talk about that. And if there's something that it feels that is not right in your heart, to ask the question, it really begins with a simple thing like that.
Just having a conversation, talking about it.
Having a conversation, and a lot of times that doesn't happen. It didn't happen in my family.
No.
I think that it's a really simple thing. It's not like you have to go in and do something huge. Those are the minor steps that become bigger steps.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on the award.
Yeah, I love Al.
Okay. Everyone loves Al. Thank you so much. All right. Well, that was fun. Got a little serious with Lucy for a second. Her movie is called Rosemead. It's about a mother with a terminal illness, and her son has mental illness, and she's getting ready to pass away, and they try to figure out what they're going to do with the son. I think that's what the movie is about. I haven't seen it. Holy God, man. There it is, the world's least challenging hay maze right here, Philadelphia City Hall. Oh, they're playing pickleball, Todd. Look at that guy. That guy stinks, just like you, Todd. There you go. It's like tennis, but with wiffle ball. Wow, man, what a really fascinating week it's been. I talked to a Charlie's Angel today. And we're getting off the L. And we're going to head back to the car. And now we're going to play a game. Did I get a ticket? Parking where I parked. I keep laughing. I just keep laughing because I was like... I just interviewed Lucy Liu about Weird Al Yankovic. And you know what's funny? I don't know if I recorded after the interview was over. She kept like talking about Weird Al Yankovic, which just brings me so much joy. So again, I want to give a shout out to iHeartRadio, my friends at Q102, for letting me like be their stuttering John, or actually it'd be more like a mumbling John. But I'm like sitting there, I'm on the red carpet, we're talking to photographers about photography and talking hot dogs with Lucy Liu. And the good news is my car wasn't stolen. I just hit the alarm and it went off. I could see it right there. Well, I appreciate you joining me for this little trip, little history tour, little Hollywood, little my playing cards. You got to see the first peek of them on the channel. And If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you enjoyed it, maybe share it on your Facebook page or, I guess, Twitter, if you do Twitter. I also have an Instagram and a Facebook. Sometimes I put up clips of the longer videos up there. And what else is there? I guess that's it. I have merchandise. I do cameos. And if you're a Patreon member, you got an early preview today. Make sure you check it out. Well, make sure you hit like and subscribe. You paying attention, Bobby B? And I'll sail with you later. Toodles!